Okay, so we just learned about what square roots are, and then we also spoke about perfect squares. Perfect squares are the numbers that are products of the same integer, numbers that are products of the same integers. So for example, 2 times 2 gives you 4. So we can find the square root of 4, making 4 a perfect square. 3 times 3 gives you 9, and then we can find the square root of 9, giving you a whole number 3. However, there are some numbers that when we even find their square roots, we don't get whole numbers like the perfect squares. An example is, let's find the square root of a number like 9. You get 3, exactly 3. You find the square root of 16. You get 4. Okay, but let's try and find the square root of a number like 7. So for a square root of number at 7, you realize you have a lot of numbers you're carrying over there. 2 points, a lot of numbers after the decimal point. So these numbers that appear in this form, when you find their roots, are what we call surds. So they are irrational numbers, and they are also called. So why is it so important to still learn about surds? Because when it comes to surds, working with surds, because you could just turn the numbers into their various digits, like we have 2 point something, you could just round it off. But why don't we round numbers off, but we leave them, in surds? The reason is because it helps to prevent errors. Because when you round off a number very early, it can cause a lot of errors as you solve your questions. And then as you work with surds, it helps you to revise your other knowledge in algebra. And then as we move on, just hear this for time being, as we move on into trigonometry, you realize we need a lot of surds. We need surds, or the trigonometric ratios are expressed also in surds. So that's why it's very important. We have rational and then irrational. Into brackets surds. So we can have 4, so root of 4, root of 16, and all this are root of 25 are rational. Then the irrational ones will be root of 3, root of 7, root of 8. All these things, all these irrational numbers are what we call surds.